screen recording going here. And yeah, just have all your microphones on mute if you're not speaking as well. To switch it on to speak. Okay. Hi. So Toya, do you want to give me a sound check? Hang on. Let's try this.
I can hear you fine, but I'm nannying, so.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Right. I think someone else has come to see. No, I think we're okay. We'll start. Okay, so yeah. Okay, just making sure we got all the microphones off now that I'm speaking here. So I'm going to share the screen now a little bit. I'm just got to get the right thing up here. So what will happen is that the webcams will go to the right and you can maneuver them around. And if you only see me or one other person, click on the little icon which has 4 squares in it. That'll give you gallery view so you can see everybody. Okay, and you can actually scroll up and down with a little the chevron there, okay? So, I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension. Welcome to Opening to Your Flow of Abundance. This is a free healing webinar. And the purpose of this here really is to help you connect to this special something you're here to do in the world. But you can't quite rely on the universe to give you what you need when you need it, which happens to all of us. And so the point of this webinar is to basically heal the fear of stepping into the life you really desire. We all have this deep desire to serve at some level with some special purpose, but we're stuck in this human body with all our emotional programming, trying to break through that programming so that we can eventually quicken the process of safely letting go, opening to the flow of abundance, and delivering, in this case, your gift of service to the world, which is why we came. So what I'd like to do is hear from you guys what you'd like from this webinar, and what brought you here and what you'd like from it, because we're going to set some intention, then we're actually going to talk about the process of creating all this, and then actually do some energy work and start to move towards it. Okay, so who would like to go first? Do you want to go first, Pam? Just unmute and...
Yep, hi, I'm Pam. The reason I'm on this tonight is that after doing the soul contract reading, one of my things that I have to do in the karma is to step beyond the fear of and show me and find my voice. So I'm hoping that from this will start me in the right direction.
It'll give you a bit of a nudge. Yeah. And you can watch it as many times as you like. It'll take a deeper layer out. So
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Doug, what brought you here? We haven't seen each other for ages. I have to unmute you.
Busy. I feel as though I'm on my path. I feel as though I have been for a few years. The last 6 to 9 months have kind of been 3 steps backwards rather than moving forward. And I know the path is not always in a straight direction. So I'm kind of doing a lot of things with me to align me more to where I need to be.
Okay, thank you. All right. Kimberly, oh yeah, if you can say where you are as well, what country you're in. It's very multinational tonight.
I'm Kimberly, and I'm in the States, United States, on the East Coast these days, at the moment, anyway. And I'm here to remove any blocks to abundance that I might have, to move forward in my path of healing. I've become somewhat of a healer, but I'm not having problems attracting clients, just having trouble sometimes handling the responsibility of it all. And anything I could do to move my own path forward, I'm always open to. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Nicolas.
Okay, thank you, Kimberly. Okay, Joanne. I'll do it. Oh, you got it. Yep.
Yeah, I've done it. Thank you.
You're fine.
Yeah, basically very similar to Kimberly. Trying to find my way forward and find out what I can do next, really.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yinka?
Yeah, I think mine is the same as everyone else's. Just to unblock, I feel I'm a bit stuck. I just want to try and move forward and just to get onto my path. Yeah, and stop hiding.
Okay. All right. Well, someone's disappeared. Okay. So, well, yeah, if you drop off the call, just log in again. It happens sometimes with the web. So, okay. So, Toya, why are you here? What's your intention? I've unmuted you, I think. Trying. You do it. You do it this time.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, clear.
Perfect. I'm in San Diego, California, United States. And I actually just heard the word abundance for the first time last year. And I was raised in a family that had no money. So I definitely have a scarcity mindset. But with the direction that my life is going, I know I have a lot to let go of, because hanging on to the past is messing up my present and not creating a good future for me. So I am open to receiving love and light and learning a new way to live. So thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's go back to sharing the screen, shall we? So, in life, we tend to start off with the opposite of what we're to become. When I was a child, my father was running his own business, and we were barely making ends meet for as long as I can remember. It was just enough money to pay the bills, and he had to work really hard. So I grew up in poverty consciousness, really. And what happened is that there was always a lack. And so I never felt there was enough love or money or anything. So it was really hard as a child. And so I've had to spend many years working through this. So it's taken me a long time to trust in the flow, to do this very thing that we're talking about here. It's taken me many years to open to the flow and trust that it will come. So hopefully we can share a bit more about that with you. Okay. Suzanne's having a problem here. Yeah, so hang on. So we're going to use a process called Divine Healing, which is a healing tool developed by Almira Ariel Hilaire, who used to run the Centre for Conscious Ascension with me, and a couple of other colleagues of ours. And it came about because we were looking for a really powerful, easy-to-use healing system that would clear all our karma and emotional separation, because we had a lot of it when we were working together. And she traveled all over the place looking for really good, powerful healing tools. But in the end, she just realized she had to develop her own, which is how Divine Healing came about. And it's basically a process of using the higher self to dismantle our ego, which creates a sense of separation from source, which is the ultimate flow of abundance. And what it is really is a multidimensional system which allows us to open to grace, where life just flows for us. It's a very simple, quick, and profound and accurate set of tools which you can use on yourself and on others. And it reconnects us to spirit at all levels. And it's very self-empowering. And if you do enough of it, its real purpose is actually to totally dissolve the ego and reach a place of enlightenment, basically, which means reconnection to higher consciousness, which is where we come from. But creating a bit of abundance is probably plenty for a lot of us. Okay. And so the purpose of divine healing is it's to enable you to really make your life happen, to take those inner urges, those drives of the soul, those little inklings, little feelings we have to move forward. I just got to get Kimberly loaded again. She dropped off. So that we can turn them into reality. And to understand the fundamental hidden programming, we're like icebergs here. And most of the stuff holding us back is under the water. It's hidden from our consciousness, so we can't actually get to it. And the idea is to clean all this up, because underneath that are our dreams, our deepest soul drives, which we want to develop and turn into our vision and live it fully. In the process, heal deeply and completely. Because you're all here because you're spiritual seekers or light workers, whatever you want to call it, who've come here to make a difference on planet Earth, to raise consciousness. But we're encased in these earth suits, I call them, or there's our avatars, and our soul needs to break through all the programming in the avatar to bring forth its gifts. So as we dissolve the ego, we can have more love, joy, and fun. We can stop being like a grey person, if we were once, who's commuting to work. That's what I see in London when I go out very occasionally in the rush hour. And we can open to the flow of abundance. We can have a completely different life, much more fulfilled and connected life. And we can become the master of our life. So basically, we are creating our reality. We're not subjected to the consensus, low frequency programming that's in the matrix here. And as a result of that, we can deliver our gift of service to the world, which is why we came. God or Great Spirit sends millions of light workers to Earth, hundreds of millions, but only so many of us wake up, because the trick is to actually dissolve the ego and transcend it, so that we can actually allow the soul and the higher self's expression to come out in the world. And because basically we are locked inside this ego onion. There's many layers on the outside. And to reveal your abundance doesn't come from the reality. It's not about taking money and energy from other people, which is what goes on in the matrix all the time. There's a lack consciousness in the matrix. Abundance comes from within, comes from the soul, comes from higher consciousness. And if you can clear enough of this ego onion and peel it with healing, divine healing in this case, then this abundance of you can come out in the world. Because this higher consciousness will manifest into the matrix. And the matrix is like a three-dimensional projection screen. And it will actually start to rearrange around the high frequency coming through you if you're clear enough. And then your abundance starts to turn up. So abundance comes from within you. It's not external to you at all. And the key to continuing the metaphor here, to peeling the onion, is to become aware of the mud, the emotional separation in all of us, in our ego, the hidden stuff, and to bring consciousness to it, these emotional separation programs, and transmute them into lotuses through consciousness, into our gifts. So we regard all our separation, which our ego tends to judge, as something bad. So because we've judged it, it gets stronger, so it's harder to shift, therefore harder to unblock our abundance. And abundance is not just money, it's ideas, love, all the good people in your life. Okay. So how did we actually get here? Well, we're multidimensional beings, and we come from Source. We come from unity. And Source wanted to expand its consciousness. So in an out-breath, it expanded itself from what we call the 12th dimension in this model. It expanded itself in this out-breath, and the light, this consciousness, got denser and denser. This is the 5th dimension, where we're still energy beings, but we're in unity with everything else. 4th dimension is the astral plane, the place you see in the Hollywood movies when someone goes up a tunnel of light, all the way down to the 3rd dimension, where we have this solid physical body. And so by the time we get to this stage, we've forgotten that this is where we came from, and we sense that we're in the small human body and that's all there is. And so, and that we're aware of this, of source, but the feeling, we feel disconnected. And so when we feel disconnected, we don't feel we're in the flow. So the idea of this work is to open up this connection and connect back to source. So how do we do that? Well, this is what happens. When we come into the third dimension, every human being has 3 primary separation programs that come from the very act of separating from source. And our ego feels abandoned by God. As a result of that, it feels unworthy to be loved by God because it feels like God kicked us out of heaven. And then we also mistrust God. Okay? Tonight we're working along this one, the mistrust of God. The other webinars we do work on abandonment and unworthiness to be loved by God. And all our other programs are formed of some subset of these 3 core programs. And so it's important in our life to clear all of them and transmute all of them to reconnect to source. So how do people react when they experience this stuff? Just going to have a little drink here. The first thing that most humans do is they go into avoidance. They try not to feel that bad feeling of abandonment, mistrust, or unworthiness because it's too painful for the ego. They get into addictive patterns, numbing out, social media, drugs, alcohol, whatever, so they don't feel it. Okay? And those of us who are a little more aware of what's going on, we tend to judge and feel bad about having these programs. It's what most people do who have got some emotional intelligence. But the key actually to transmuting these programs is to feel it and resonate with it and own it, no matter how, quote, bad it feels. Because bringing feeling consciousness to it in the body enables us to begin to dissolve it. And to also find the origin of where it is. And the more data we have about it, the more consciousness we bring about a particular layer of our onion of the programming, the easier it is to dissolve it. So how do we do that? So in order to heal and peel your ego onion, because there's an order, a right order that the higher self has, because it built you, so it knows how to peel the onion, is that you need to first have the willingness, desire, and courage to heal. And you had willingness, desire, and courage to turn up this evening, so part of you wants to work through this. So what happens is that we bring consciousness to the issue here by identifying it. And the light blue here is bringing consciousness to it. As we feel the issue, all right, we can heal it. That's the key. The soul just wants us to feel all this separation on the journey back home to source. That's all it wants. You don't have to have the program any longer than you need to. This could be the fear of stepping into the life you really desire. It could be, am I worthy enough for this? Do I trust in the flow enough? Am I fearful of success? It could be all sorts of stuff running here in this program. The ego is not so keen on us doing this. So what it does is it introduces a protection mechanism, this turquoise emotional ice. So we numb out, so we don't feel what's going on. Because what you can't feel, you can't heal. So sometimes we know there's a program there, but we can't get to it, we can't feel it. And also, in the West especially, we've learned to control our emotions through the prefrontal cortex. So we're sort of judging, is it appropriate to actually feel, let alone express that? So we sort of suppress ourselves a lot. So what happens is that, that should be up there now, is that we need to find a way to break through the ego defenses. And what happens is that when we work in groups, okay, and with healing, especially divine healing, we can break through these barriers and then start to feel the program. You start to do this. You bring that feeling consciousness there, and the program starts to dissolve. And with divine healing, we actually use what we call command codes. We ask the higher self, once we felt a program, to actually clear it. Because you are a spark of the creator who just forgot who you were. And so if you command something to happen, and the stronger you believe that you are a spark of the divine, spark of the creator, the more powerful the effect will be. We're not some small human being at the mercy of the universe. We are a spark of the creator, creating through a process of our life. So how do we actually open up to abundance here? How do we open up to the flow? This is us. Personality, which is impermanent, the physical body, energy bodies, an emotional body, and a mental body. And a limited state of consciousness full of these ego programs, lots of them. And your job to create the flow to come to you is basically to clear this. No amount of slick marketing techniques or other shortcut processes is going to create abundance unless you are clear inside yourself. So if you want to create this, you have to clear yourself internally. Then your external reality, whether you work for someone else or your work for yourself, will start to rearrange around how you are emotionally on the inside. So if there's a lack of abundance on the outside, it means there's a lack of abundance on the inside. And this little connection here, this is called the Antakarana. This is the connection to the higher self, which this is the part of ourselves which is permanent. And it has an atomic body or a God self, a Buddhic body, which is the higher emotional body, and a non-linear mind that just knows things. Like Mozart just downloaded complete symphonies at 7 because the higher self had already written the thing. So our job is to clear our impermanent personality here. And as you do that, that's what happens. You start to open up the Antakarana. You start to bring the flow of higher consciousness in, which is the ultimate flow of abundance. You start to get love coming in, unconditional love. Then that starts to loosen up even more programs because it's just accepting them for what they are. As you continue this process, and the Antakarana gets bigger, more love flows. And then your life starts to get more abundant because love is flowing through you and out into the world. Good things start to turn up. Your business goes better. You get a pay rise. More loving people come. Okay? And then as you open up the Antakarana even more, what happens here is that you get, this is called enlightenment here, because you've dissolved the ego. There's no barrier between the higher self for the higher self to embody anymore. So the ego dissolves and starts to surrender. And then even more flow comes out in the world. So you end up getting this. What you have now is the flow of the higher self coming through a surrendered ego. It's coming through anyway, even if it's only partially surrendered. But if you're totally surrendered, then this love comes out in the world and delivers your gift of service. And what happens then is the abundance is coming from within, and that starts to manifest in the outer world through life flowing better, your business going better, more money coming in if that's what you're after. But basically more love flows. And so the purpose of divine healing is to open up that flow, or whatever other healing tool you use. This is the key to creating that abundance. And as more starts to come, you start to trust more. Initially it's like, oh, I don't know whether this is going to work or not. But as you start to clear some of the issues blocking the ego from surrendering a lot, you start to trust, the flow increases gradually. And after a while, you sort of know the bills are going to be paid. It's just going to happen, and it does, because you believe it more. It's a positive feedback loop. It takes time, though. So what's happening here is that we're moving. Just have another drink. We are moving from following the path of the ego, which is the small limited ego mind here, and it's thinking in a linear manner what it needs to do, in this case to create more flow, to surrendering through the effect of divine healing, or whatever other healing technique works for you, to following what we call the spiritual signature. And this is, in each moment, there's one action which will open your heart more, because your soul and your spirit, the part of your not body, opens your heart when you follow the right action. And if you follow each right action in each now moment, life opens and flows for you. And the purpose of dissolving the ego is to let go of the linear left brain, start to converge on the spiritual signature. And as you do that, life opens. And after a while, it's these little divergence. It takes practice, because the ego will fight this initially. But when you get into here, you are in the flow. You're open to the flow. Things turn up on an as-needed basis when you trust in the flow. And sometimes it's completely illogical what you need to do. Might be take a week off work or do very little. Who knows? But in doing that, or going to a certain meeting or whatever, you never know who you're going to meet. And because Spirit has a plan, the higher self here has a plan which you, in this body, need to do your best to follow. Because when you do that, you do come into the flow, and life opens, and you have a completely different reality as you open to your flow of abundance than everyone else. And it's about letting go any plans the ego may have for things, but just doing what feels right in the heart. I used to try and plan this business out, a year in advance, but it never worked because I wasn't following this. I was following this, and now I just sort of do what feels right, really, and it seems to open and it just seems to happen. But it's taken me many years to trust this process. So what happens here to our energy? When we carry a lot of emotional separation, a lot of programming, our life force is diminished, because these emotional blockages steal our energy. Instead of it flowing to create stuff like this one does, they are blocked out, because our ego tries to hold these programs in because it doesn't want us to feel them. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to clear a few of them. We're going to bring consciousness to some of the programs, and we're going to dissolve these and free up the life force. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So what I'd like you all to do is just to close your eyes and your feet flat on the ground. Okay. I'm going to work with the divine healing, some divine healing on you now. So what we're first going to do, I just have to get a different manual out here for this part, is we're going to clear some energy interference. We're going to clear some energies which are in the lower part of the astral plane that basically prevent you connecting to higher consciousness. And they are reinforcing your emotional separation programs. They're reinforcing things like mistrust and stuff like that. So I want you to breathe through your mouths and feel any stuck energy in you, anything which seems to be locked up. Okay. And I'm going to do what we call the command codes quietly. I want you just to feel what happens. And we're going to clear what we call earthbound souls first. These are beings who are connected to us. They've left a physical body which has died, but they're connected to you because there's a resonant frequency. You're carrying the same issues that they carried, that they were attached to when they were embodied. So here we go. And just be aware what happens in your body. Just keep breathing through the mouth, breathing deep into your belly. Here we go. Feel the energy shift as these beings leave. Okay, we're going to take the next layer of beings out who are interfering with you. Feel a shift. Now we're going to take out the remaining beings who may be interfering with you. Feel the energy shift. Okay, just open your eyes now. Take a few deep breaths and can bring yourself back. Just like to hear from you guys how that was. And if you guys who are not on video, if you want to come on, just switch your video on if you want to. It'd be good to hear from you. Yinka, how was that?
I can't say I just felt relaxed. I can't say I felt anything specific. I think my left hand felt a bit, but I don't know whether I was imagining it or not. It's very subtle.
Yeah, well, someone was probably leaving your left hand, so someone or something. So,
Okay.
so Toya, how was that for you?
I got cold.
Yep.
I felt energy just surging from my arms down to my feet. Felt like things were just definitely going out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had a jacket on all day, and suddenly I felt like I needed one. So, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Kimberly? Thanks, Satoya.
Yeah, similarly, I went and got a blanket. So got a little cold.
Yeah, that's usually strong interference leaving when you go cold. Okay. That's usually earthbound souls, actually. They have a chilliness about them. Yeah. Pam, how was that?
Really good. I was falling asleep before we started,
Yeah.
and I thought I'm going to have to leave the meeting, but I feel really wide awake now.
Yeah.
And yeah, my body was juddering, and yeah, really good.
Yeah. Someone left, or a lot of them left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Joanne, how was that?
I didn't feel cold at all. I've had a pressure in my head all day, and that does seem to have lifted a bit, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was this, but
Yeah, someone left.
oh, that's good.
Someone left. Doug, how was that for you?
A nice little bit of meditation. I didn't feel any body leaving as such, but it was just nice. It was just nice to kind of feel in the flow.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So what we're going to do now, people, is that we're going to remove what I call main low frequency programs with divine healing. I want you to close your eyes Okay. And I want you to connect to whatever gives you the most pain regarding opening to the flow in life. Okay. Could be the lack of trust in the flow. Could be feeling not worthy to receive the flow. Whatever it is, it's important to breathe through your mouth, because that keeps you in the body. Breathing through the nose just keeps you in the mind, which is where the ego would rather have you, because you don't feel these programs, because you feel the programs, they start to dissolve. It's whatever's the biggest block for you, just breathe into it. Turn your consciousness towards it, which the ego doesn't want. When you go there, you're going to discover that it's not so bad after all. It could be a feeling that you are unwanted as a child, or you didn't trust your parents, you didn't trust that anything would come to you. Whatever it is, and spend a few minutes or two feeling that. And let yourself open to all aspects of this feeling. You're breathing into one of those little red dots, breathing the blue light of consciousness into that red dot. Just expand that consciousness. Just let go and allow it to expand into that red dot and feel all the different parts of it. And it's fine to do that. Because the more you can open to it, the more it will integrate and heal when we do the command code in a short while. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find the original time. Well, when did this program come in place? So we're going to target this thing. So I want you to open your eyes now, and you look on the screen, you'll see 24 numbers there. And we're going to find the original time, this is from the Divine Healing Manual, when these programs were established. So I want you to look at these numbers, and just your eye will be drawn to one of them, okay? My eye gets drawn to conception, for example. And just pick a number, write it down, because we're going to target your program now, okay? And if you get one of these ones like 12 in utero, pick a number between 1 and 42, and it will just come to you. We get 3. This is pick a number between 1 and your current age, and that'll be the age that program came in. Because the more we target and bring consciousness to the program, the deeper the clearing. Okay. Okay, so everyone got their number? Okay, I'll stop the share now. Even if you just got the number, that'll be enough. Okay. So I want you to close your eyes again, and you know where this came from now. So you got more information. I want you to keep breathing into that program. Breathe as deep as you can into it. And I'm going to do the command code quietly to clear that program, whatever you've brought your consciousness to. It's in what we call the Divine Healing Stack now. Even if you can't remember all the detail of it, the fact that you've brought consciousness to it is enough. It's in this healing stack. Here we go. Keep breathing as I do the command code, and feel what happens as we start to dissolve the layers of this part of the program you're carrying. It's blocking the flow for you. Here we go. Making me really yawn. You might want to yawn. or burp or whatever you want to do, or move around, and that happens, it's negative energy clearing. It's okay to burp if you want. Okay. Feel the shift and just say thank you. Just breathe into your body and feel how things have shifted. And just open your eyes when you're ready. Okay, we'll just have a little check-in to see how that was. You guys are ready? Kimberly, how was that?
It was good. I felt the shift in the solar plexus.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the feeling you were having when you started that one?
Kind of like a tightness pit in your stomach, or little pit, like tension.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you feel now?
It feels like it's loosening up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's safe to express your power. It's safe to express the flow. Yeah. Okay. So Toya, thanks, Kimberly. What was the shift for you?
I was yawning a lot.
Good. It means it's shifting.
So I was saying thank you throughout it. And I just feel really relaxed right now.
Yeah, okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who wants to share next? Doug?
That was quite profound. Mine was a combination of a past life, and it was also an in utero experience.
Yeah.
It was as though the past life energy had combined with something in my mother's DNA when I was in the womb, and kind of magnified. So it was around disappointment, which I kind of just felt was like a mistrust or a non-remembering of the plan. And there was quite a big shift from the back of my head and from my... It was more the sacral, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Profound. Good. Yeah, a third of our programming comes in during the womb time, all this past life stuff and what mum and dad said to each other and mum slipping on the stairs or whatever. It all goes in there and creates this whole life experience we have.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, thank you. Pam?
I didn't sense very much in the beginning, but just towards the end there was a shift in the heart and the throat chakras.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't get as much from that as I got from the previous one.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. You build on each other. Okay. Yinka.
I felt quite relaxed, but my left arm felt achy, and I felt like my heart passed at the beginning, and then it just relaxed.
Okay.
Sort of into it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joanne?
I didn't feel as much with that one as I did with the first one, but towards the end, I got a really strange sensation at the back of my head. It's really odd.
Yeah, some program is shifting, some sort. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Doug got the ball rolling. So we're going to actually clear some past lives now, okay? So I want you to just close your eyes. Right hand is all about intention. So wherever your intention goes, the energy goes. I'd like you to have the intention of connecting to whatever past lives are blocking your flow at this time. Okay? You don't have to actually consciously know what it is, just your intention will take you there because your soul will access them. And you may see some visuals. You might have been a monk who took a vow of poverty, in 1058 in France, who knows? And just be aware of anything that comes to you. It could be feelings, it could be images. It may not be either of those, just be aware of the energy. And allow your soul to connect you to whatever past lives are limiting your trust, limiting you opening to the flow of your abundance. And just breathe into the feeling of that. And become aware, if you can, of how many there are. There might be 6 or 7. You'll sort of become aware of it, of the energies. Or your higher self may just tell you. May just say 6, something like that. And it's important to breathe through the mouth into the energy of these past lives, because these past life files have opened in your fields. Because the soul's decided, okay, I'm here, I want to clear these ones now. Okay? And some of them may not be pleasant, but just know it's energy, it's not real. It's just a memory. But it has a direct influence on your abundance now. You may be living out what happened 1,000 years ago in this life, and it's become a nuisance. So I'm going to do the command code now. So keep breathing in. The deeper you breathe into the program, those past lives, the deeper the clearing. Here we go. If you need to yawn, I already want to yawn after that. That means clearing in all of you. Everyone say thank you. And just embrace the shift. Just open your eyes. Just keep breathing there. I just want to have a little feedback to see how that was. Got a few more of these to do. Doug, how was that one?
Yeah, profound again. I mean, past lives are my thing. I was aware of 3 past lives that I could see and a 4th that I couldn't, which all had, it was basically a lack of trust was the theme that ran through them all. Distrust, lack of trust, variations on that. So, yeah. And it was quite a, I don't know what it was, but quite a big energy left from the upper part of my legs, which, it felt as though it was something that was literally stopping me moving forward.
Yeah, it'll be the cellular memory. The soul puts the cellular memory from the past life into this life, into the body, and that will literally hold you back. Yeah. How do you feel compared to when you started this section?
Strangely, at the end of the last bit, I felt really ungrounded and really spacey. And this particular exercise has really helped me to ground and feel a lot more present. So, yeah, it was almost as though the two were connected, and this has kind of put the seal on it a little bit.
Well, they are. With Divine Healing, the sequence we follow builds on each other. Okay.
Yeah, very nice.
Each prepares for the next level. Kimberly, how was that for you?
Interesting. I had a pain in my neck. It was kind of shooting up as it was going on. Similarly to Doug, mine I'm certain is connected to mistrust. So I still actually feel it lifting, but it was shifting in a big way. So it felt good.
Okay, good. Yeah, the next chart we do is going to help shift that. We'll help you integrate. Okay, thank you. Siltoya, how was that for you?
I'm still yawning,
Yeah.
and I think I could take a nap, but I felt a lot of sensation on the right side of my body.
Yeah.
And I got cold again.
Yep. More separation leaving. Cold is good. That means things are happening.
Yay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pam, how was that one?
Well, I went into mental mode as soon as you said past lives because I can never connect. So I went, yikes, I'm not going to be able to do this. But I did. And I just asked for a number because I can hear. So
Yeah.
I got a 4. And then I got visions of, they were all betrayals. I've no idea what sort of, but betrayal and mistrust. And yeah, but I didn't feel anything in body shifting or anything. But I do feel so light, and yeah, I'm very grounded.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Joanne?
I had a lot going on around my throat chakra for this one. I heard it was 3 past lives. One of them, I felt as though there was like a shackle or something on my throat that's now being removed. Does
Yep.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very odd.
You've been busy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yinka, how was that?
I felt I didn't really feel anything much until sort of towards the end. I just felt a bit lightheaded. I'm still feeling a bit like a bit spaced out a bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
It takes a little while to shift sometimes. Deep out. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna help integrate this now. Okay. So the way we integrate is we're going to use a bit of energetic nutrition in divine healing. So this is a nutrition chart here. Your 26 charts in divine healing, level 1. So we have amino acids, essential fatty acids here we're going to work with. And so we're working the energy of this, of the physical product. And we're going to use this command code here in a short while to actually, we're all going to say it out loud to actually integrate this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down the page, and one of these is going to jump out at you, like it'll leap off the page, and that's the one to write down, because that's what you need to integrate, all we've done. The mainland frequency program, the interference clearing, mainland frequency program clearing, and the past life clearing. So I'll just go down slowly, and your eye will just be drawn to it. Don't think about it too much, just write it down, whatever it is. And you don't have to know what it does either, or even pronounce the name properly. There's minerals and vitamins. There's some more stuff here. I'm getting pantethine, acetyl-CoA, vitamin B5. That's what I'm getting for me. Okay. And I'll go back up again just in case you need to have another look. All right. Okay. So have you written down what you needed? If you haven't, let me know in the messaging or put your hand up. Okay. And if you could all click on your microphones and unmute them, we're going to say this command code together as a group. It's very powerful when we all do this together. Okay. Here we go. Repeat after me. Higher self.
Higher self.
Please encode this nutrient.
Please encode this nutrient.
In the perfect balance.
In the perfect balance.
That is required.
That is required.
And clear and align.
And clear and align.
All pathways.
All pathways.
For maximum assimilation.
For maximum
absorption.
Absorption.
And utilization.
Utilization.
You close your eyes now. feel the shift. Body might want to move around. If it wants to move around, let it move around. When you do the deep clearing charts we've just done, this nutrition just sort of integrates it all. Don't want to yawn. I want to yawn now. Okay, keep breathing. All right. And just keep your eyes closed a bit longer. Keep breathing through your mouth. And just open your eyes when you're ready. And we'll see how everyone's doing. Doug, how are you doing now after that one?
Ready for bed now after that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of, just felt fine. But, made me feel a bit drowsy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that I chose. Histidine. I have no idea what that is, but
Did the job.
yeah, fine.
Yinka, how was that one? How was your integration?
Oh yeah, I feel very relaxed. I was doing some yawning actually, so I don't know, I just feel very relaxed.
Okay, good. Joanne? Thanks, Yinka.
Yeah, I feel quite relaxed now. Mine was histamine. I have no idea what it is, but
It does the job. That's the main thing. You don't have to know what things are. Just follow the flow, the spirit, the spiritual signature. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, Toya, how was that one?
That was wonderful. So mine was zinc, but as soon as you mentioned like the page, zinc came to mind. And I didn't even know that was going to be on there. So I was like, oh, okay, it's zinc. And again, I'm still yawning, but I got a jacket now. I'm good.
Good.
Thank you.
So it means your higher self was telling you it was zinc. That's what you needed, the frequency of it.
Yeah. Thanks, higher self.
Yeah. Kimberly.
Mine was folic acid, and I feel like more flexibility, and the neck isn't impinging any longer.
Yep, so the program cleared whatever was in the neck. Yeah, thank you. Pam, how was that one for you?
Yep, I feel very relaxed. I was a few deep sighs, and it feels good. More normal than I was before.
Yeah, I want to yawn again now. I can feel it. So, it's a little taster of divine healing. Okay, and in the level 1 manual that we have here, this is all about empowering yourself. It's a master key to ascension, to awakening. This is the 12-strand DNA that we use in divine healing, which creates us. Okay, so the other 3 people who created it. And in divine healing, there are 26 charts here in the manual. And we use the connection to the higher self to guide us when we do divine healing on ourselves, on others. It's not a thought process, it's about a surrendering process to allow higher consciousness to dismantle your or someone else's ego onion. And so there are a whole range of things that higher consciousness put together. Lots of different beings from lots of different parts of creation created us, like the angelics, ascended masters, extraterrestrials, Great White Brotherhood, all sorts of beings put this whole thing together. And it's designed basically to get home to source in consciousness, to dissolve the ego as quickly and gracefully as possible. Now we were working today on interferences here. We worked on main low frequency programs. We found the original time for those programs. We worked on past life clearing. I just used this, wasn't death, I just used the past life chat to clear the stuff. And we used nutrition. We have other very powerful programs like key psychological conflicts, God consciousness, which is how you disconnect, the ego disconnects from God. It can fear God or reject God, all sorts of stuff which are core programs in the ego. We work on sabotages, which are very powerful in humans. We have sort of short little command codes, but in combination, we may use, we jump around and use all sorts of different parts of these different these charts in a divine healing session just to clear whatever program is presenting. And the higher self has worked out what it's got to do. You just got to surrender to the process and follow the flow of it. In the way when we do this, so it's a very empowering tool for clearing yourself, so you can create more trust, clearing it, and opening your Astrocartographer so you can embody the flow of who you truly are, the higher self, and trust its flow. And as the ego dissolves, you sort of just surrender to it. And the more sort of clearing work you do with tools like this. And life's like a dance, it's a natural flow. There's nothing to work out, there's nothing to struggle with, it's just about being in the moment with what you need to do. So, is there anything else anyone else wants to share from the experience tonight? Just switch your mic on and just go for it. Want to share anything else? Kimberly, do you want to share anything else?
No, but you know what? I wanted to ask you a question. What do you call it? The Antakarana? Could you spell it for me?
Antakarana. Here it is. Here. Antakarana. It's a Sanskrit word for, it's a connection to higher consciousness.
Thank you, Nicolas. No, it's great. Thank you so much.
Because you disconnect the Antakarana, you physically die. So I think it's actually the silver cord you see sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's the source of life force. You need more than air and water and food. Okay. Anyone else want to share anything else?
I feel more open. I feel great right now. And I just want to say thank you, and thank you to everybody on this call.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel? Thank you, Sultoy. How do you feel, Pam? Now we're finished. Well, nearly finished. A few more things to do.
I'm intrigued. I want to do more.
Okay.
Yeah, but in myself, I feel good. Yeah. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Doug, how are you feeling?
Yeah, good. It's thank you was the biggest message. That felt very beneficial.
Okay. Thank you. Joanne, how you doing?
Yeah, I feel good, thank you. Thank you very much. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I've got more to learn on this.
Yeah. Yinka, how you doing?
Yeah, I feel very relaxed. Thank you. Very relaxed.
Okay. Thank you. Well, here's how you can get a bit more of this. You can watch a video again. That'll take you through the same process, but you can work on different parts of the issues. It's the transmission we've done tonight will be contained in the video. Some people use the video a lot to clear things, but the other way you can let go a lot of these programs you've just been feeling today. And you can see how real they are, and open to the flow of abundance and deliver your gift of services. We have private sessions, which you can find out at Free Up Your Life with Divine Healing, where we spend usually 1.5 to 2 hours working on whatever issues you present in the session. We can work on Zoom like this or in person here in Surrey in England. Or a more self-empowering option is that you can learn to do it yourself. On the 14th to 17th of October, we run this 12:30 to 8:30 UK time online and in person in Surrey, 7:30 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, 4:30 to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. It's scheduled to run from California to Austria, or out to Slovakia, Poland. There are people over there who do use it. So we're trying to cover the whole time range across the Western Hemisphere, basically. That's available, and there's a deposit here, £166 or $225 US, or the full fee's $490. But that's actually equivalent to only about 5.5 hours of sessions with me. Where actually you lead with a tool which can heal 80% of your issues. You can do it when you want to do it. And it's very very self-empowering that way. You don't have to wait for a session or even pay for a session once you've got the tool. Okay. So then you can find more about that at the divinehealingtraining.com. So pretty much you go through an initiation, a transmission for 4 days like we were doing now, and you learn all the charts where I demonstrate it in the class, or if it's a simple chart, I just do it on everybody. If it's a more complex one, I demonstrate it on someone in the class. Then you go away into the little virtual practice rooms by yourself, which I can visit, and you practice on each other. You give and receive the treatments. But you not only give and receive each treatment individually, you receive every treatment that everyone else works on. So it's a massive healing intensive, really. So you leave really cleaned out after 4 days. Starting to lie down for a couple of days afterwards, it's quite strong. But you leave with a tool which can enable you to get on with your life and clean out that ego and deliver your gift of service, which is what it's for. It's designed to bring light workers and spiritual seekers online, so then you can make a difference with whatever gift you're here to share. Okay, so any final questions before we finish for tonight? I really enjoyed working with you guys. You made quite a shift.
I just want to share something, Nicolas. I for somebody who has already done the divine healing, I love it, and I can't get enough of it, and it becomes a little bit more of, I found it to be an obsession. I'm my favorite client. So I thank you very much. It's been amazing. It's a fabulous tool, and I've helped a lot of people with it and continue to help myself. So thank you very much. It's amazing.
Thanks for coming, Kimberly. Yeah. Any other final comments from anyone or messages? No? Okay. Well, thank you for your time. The video will be up in for the next day or two. I will email everyone who's registered and who's here a link to the YouTube video so you can then have another play with it. Hope you enjoy it. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.